Hi, this is Lakshmikant Tiwari and welcome back to your new tutorial. So now we have been talking about AWS, PyQt5 and Python programming. So we have developed our PyQt GUI in a Python and we have connected our PyQt5 GUI with a Python script. So as previously I have shown you, if user press this test send, it find out all the four parameters which is the essential parameter to send an email, such as from email and to email and subject and the message, of course. Now what we are going to do, we are going to connect our Python script with AWS. That's the big tutorial. So for that we need to set first our AWS account, and then we need to install Boto3 library. Then we also need to install AWS command line interface, which is known as AWS CLI, and then finally we need to set our AWS credentials. Credentials means we need security key and the secret key and also AWS Amazon region. So let me once again refresh those things. What are the AWS services which we will be needing to program this application? So in this application we will be needing Amazon DynamoDB, Amazon SNS, Amazon SQS and AWS Lambda, and of course Amazon SES. So simple email services, you can say, let's see, this is Amazon SES. So the SES will send an email and then notification will be sent to the Amazon SNS, and notification will be stored as Amazon SQS, and AWS Lambda then will read this a message from the Amazon SQS and desired operation will be performed, and then result will be stored into the Amazon DynamoDB, and then finally our GUI Python application will make a connection with the Amazon DynamoDB, and then it will populate other information such as these event stats and the sent stats and these information which will be stored on Amazon DynamoDB. So now let's start first Amazon AWS setting. So let me first come to the Amazon AWS management console. In this management console we need simple email service. So for this simple email service there are two things, that's the very important things. First we need AWS CLI, that's the AWS command line interface, and then we need our AWS Boto3 library. So first of all that, let's install AWS Boto3 library. So for that what we can do, install AWS Boto3 library. Okay, here, perfect. So this is the pip install Boto3. I have already installed, but let me show you it once again and one more time how we can install this. So let us cancel this, and for that we need to first cancel that, and then we need to write here pip install Boto3. So once you write here pip install Boto3, if you do not have Boto3 installed on your computer, it will fetch Boto3 library from AWS and then it will install into your system. And once it installed Boto3 library, then we need to install AWS CLI, that's the command line interface tool. So for that it's a simple, we need AWS the CLI. However, let me see the version of that Boto3. So let's wait for this one. How you can check whether your Boto3 library is installed or not? So I can go directly into Python script, then I can import Boto3. So if import Boto3 is working, then it's fine. So you see here import Boto3 is working. As you see here, requirement is already satisfied. That's mean I already have this Boto 3 library installed on my computer. Okay, so let's exit from here. Now we need to install AWS CLI. However, I already have installed AWS CLI, and you can check that AWS version. Let's check that AWS and then version. So it must show that AWS CLI has been already installed. And if you do not have AWS CLI installed, then you can install it using pip. So you see here AWS CLI has been already installed on this computer. And if you do not have AWS CLI, then you can of course install it using pip install AWS CLI. That's the AWS command line interface, as it says that all requirements has been already satisfied. Now we are done with our AWS CLI and AWS Boto 3 library, and then finally we need to set our AWS credentials. For that we need to write here AWS configure. Okay, configure. So here we need AWS access key ID. That's the AWS access key ID. Now let me show you how you can generate your AWS access key ID if you do not have. For that, you need to come into your AWS management console, and then let's come to the IAM. That's the identity access management. And once you come into the IAM, then you need to create a user. So I already have 2 users. Now let's create another user, and I'm going to give a name as a YouTube. Okay, name for this user YouTube, and we want access to all the, let's say, secret to all AWS API and CLI SDK and other development, and go to the next permission. And then let's attach the existing policy. Now I want to attach here administrator access. Okay, so administrator access will ensure that it will get a full access to your AWS services. Now let's click on next, and then finally create this user. And user has administrator access. That means this is the highest level of access. So now we need this access key. We can expand this. Once you expand this, you will get other information, or you can just download this CSV. So let's copy this. Once you copy it, then we need to paste it in our Windows PowerShell. Okay, and click on hit the enter. That's the access key. Now we need a secret key. So this is a secret key. Just copy this secret key, and then just paste it here, and then hit enter. And then it needs default region. However, we are using US North Virginia, and the North Virginia is US East 1, so let it be. And if you do not have US East 1, just change it. Just write here US and then East 1. And we don't need any default output format, so just hit the enter. Now let me show you where these credentials has been stored. These credentials has been stored here. That's the Lakshmikant. Okay, so if you see here, that's the C users and users name and then .aws. And if this is not visible, if .aws is not visible in your computer, then you need to make check this make visible hidden items. Otherwise, if you do not make it visible, it might hide those items. So let's come here and see these credentials. We can open this using our what would you say? Using our oops, it is stored. It is open in Chrome itself. So here see access key ID and the secret key. Okay, perfect. Now we have performed successful setup of our AWS CLI and a Python Boto 3 library, and AWS credentials. Now in the next tutorial, what we will do, in the next tutorial we will get the information from this. However, we have already got these information from in previous tutorial. So what we will do in next tutorial, we will connect our email services, AWS email services, that's the AWS ECS. Okay, that's the simple email services. And if you come here and if we search here SES, okay, so this is SES. Simple email services. So we need this simple email services functions where we will be sending our emails, such as send email, okay, send raw emails, send active receive rule, etc. So what we need, actually we need only one here, that's the send email. Okay, so that means we will set a connection with our AWS using Boto3 library, and then we will call this function send email, and it will automatically send email to the desired email. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and stay tuned for the next one, in which I'll show you how you can send email from GUI which we have developed in our previous tutorials. And please do not forget to subscribe this channel so that you can directly get update into your inbox. Bye bye, have a nice day.